Throughout history, humans have been creative in devising ways to inflict pain and suffering on one another, with seemingly endless lists of torture devices and methods. In this video, we will take a look at the rat torture method. During a rat torture, a man is tied to the table. A metal cage without a bottom is placed on the victim's abdomen. The torturer puts a few rats into the metal cage. The victim can feel a tingle of tiny legs and the rat's nose. The torturer then pours hot coals over the metal cage. The cage gets heated fast. The rats start to run around, desperately searching for a way to get out. The metal cage is too hard to bite through, but the victim's abdomen is not. The rats start to dig holes into the belly, tearing through the intestines. The victim is in great agony and starts to scream ferociously. As a form of torture, rat torture originated in ancient Rome. A bucket with starved rats inside was tied to a person's belly. Afterward, the bucket was heated, making the inside extremely hot. The panicked animal could only escape by digging through the soft belly of the victim. The method was upgraded in medieval Germany, involving a metal cage and heated charcoal, and perfected during the Dirty War in Argentina in the 20th century. The first official documented use of rat torture occurred during the Dutch Revolt in the 17th century, when Dutch leader Diederik Soane used it to extract information from the captured prisoners. In more recent history, this method of torture has also been used by several South American military dictatorships, including those in Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina, and Chile, as means of extracting information or punishing perceived enemies of the state. There are a lot of other torture techniques used with rats. One of them was called the rat chair. The method originated in medieval Germany. The victim was tied to a chair. The torturer would place a metal cage over the victim's face. He then would put hungry rats in the cage, which began to eat at the nose, ears, and the face of the victim. The rats would simply live in the cage until the victim died. Another variant of rat torture would involve cutting holes into the victim's abdomen and stuffing inside the holes live rats. You've probably already guessed by now that this method also originated in medieval Germany. Ancient Romans used to tie a person down and open their guts, leaving a person to be eaten by rats. However, the problem with this approach was the rats could bite on the ropes and help the victim to escape. However, the most common way of using rats for torture was to simply lock prisoners into a room full of rats. Rats would bite poor prisoners and crawl over them while they would sleep. This would instill fear in the victims and make them talk. Thank you for watching, and we hope that you learned something new about this dark past of human history. If you did, please subscribe and join us in the next episode as we cover another terrifying torture method called the flaying.